Welcome to the show. I am your host, Bryan Lee Whatley. Our story begins tonight with a very special guest, the beautiful and talented singer-songwriter, dance club pop star, Cara Quici. Cara came from a background of having to work hard in her way into this business, from learning and studying from some of the best coaches in dramatic arts, vocals, instruments, and dance. When growing up in a town in Texas wasn't always the ideal place for learning her craft. But growing up in the South with Southern manners and inspirations has instilled great qualities within her that shows through hard work and kindness. And after she left the Lone Star State, she moved out to California and New York to continue to work on her career as a singer and actor, and appearing in such shows as Bravo's hit series The Real Housewives of New York City and numerous other TV networks, all the way from Bravo to NBC's Mama's Boys. She's even been dubbed, to what I think is a compliment, as Bravo Celebrity from her fans. Being in the entertainment business means taking risks, and one of those risks was always taking a series of photographs portraying her identity and iconic inspirations, from Debbie Harry from Blondie and the Queen of Pop, Madonna. Now, these photos are so well done, you have to take a very close look to see the spirit of Cara in them. And these daring photos have paid off and have hit the magazines, news outlets, and blogs all over the nation. Not only is Cara amazingly talented as a singer-songwriter, she also wants people to know that who she is being a good role model for other upcoming teens and younger people by showing them that yes, that hard work will pay off. And if her heart isn't big enough, her love for the military has this amazing movement to encourage support of our troops, present and past, for what is called the Million Faces of Support. Our musical guest tonight is Cara Quici with her songs Fight, Away From You, and Without You. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome, Cara. How are you doing today?
Hi, how are you, Bryan? Nice to be here.
I am so super excited to talk to you. You are this rising rock kind of pop star that's just hitting the airwaves and everything else, and so you're just so busy. So thank you so much for taking your time. How has your day, your week, your life been going here lately?
Pretty crazy. I've been traveling and just working on my career and recording studio and photo shoots. So lately I haven't gotten a lot of rest. But, I'm making do with it, and it's okay because I love what I'm doing.
Nice. They always say if you love what you're doing, it's not hard work, even though you're working hard. Does that make sense?
Well, it definitely feels like hard work, but it always pays off. And then in those moments when you're like actually in the recording studio, recording the actual music that you've written, then you're like, okay, that's why. When it pays off, or when you're actually performing, that's when you're like, okay, all that hard work is paying off now. But I will admit it does feel like hard work, but I love it, so I wouldn't do anything else.
Nice. I'm actually considered a workaholic. I think I got a certificate hanging on a wall somewhere around here somebody gave me. There are days that I go without sleep just to be able to get stuff done. Because I think, if you got time to sleep, you're missing time on improving yourself or something else. And so I'm just constantly just doing things. So I think that's you as well in terms of your work ethics and stuff and all the stuff that you've done in life. Being who you are, you seem just a very, very busy, hardworking woman.
Mm-hmm. I am. Yes. Thank you for noticing.
Well, you can't help but notice all the stuff you have going on out there. And to talk about all the hard work that you've done, your performing skills and your accreditation for all the training that you've gone through. Being a pop diva star like you've become is not easy, and you've undergone a lot of education, a lot of training, working with a lot of professional people and popular people in the industry. Can we talk about some of those skills that you have and the training that you've undergone?
Sure. Well, I guess the training started when I was very young. I was in the choir and I played the flute in school, and I was very good at it because it was really my passion. So I was always, first chair. Every now and then, if I was having a bad week, I was like second chair. But that's just if I was having a bad week. So I stayed up there, and as I got older, I really found myself needing to perform. So then I had a lot of dance training because I was a competition cheerleader. So that to me was a really great outlet to perform without being old enough to actually move yet. So that had a lot of training. And then when I graduated high school, I just left the next day. I moved to New York. And, since I've lived between New York and Los Angeles, and I have received tons of training because, I think one of the things, as for me, I grew up with music. My dad is a guitarist. My parents brought me to concerts. There was always this great passion for music in my family. My dad is actually a veteran, but now he does sound and lighting. So he was always testing out amps and speakers and stuff around me and my brothers. So we were always around very loud music. So for me being so passionate about music, what used to bother me, because now I'm just so enthralled in my career, I don't really even notice anything else, but I used to notice, people that were in the industry, but they didn't work on their craft, or they thought they were in the industry and they weren't working on their craft.
Right.
And me, no, I'm just the opposite. I found vocal coaches. I went to dance class, but most importantly to me, it was vocal coach and piano lessons. So I had actually had a lot of acting training as well, but for me, that was because there's Broadway, and Broadway involves music. So that's why acting training was always important to me as well.
Now, you mentioned you're from Texas, which I used to live in Houston and Galveston Island. And so I love the Texas area. I'm actually in Mobile, Alabama right now. I've been here for a while, but I consider part me as part Texas as well. But coming from such a background from Texas, and then moving to where you've moved, and now you're bi-coastal within New York and Los Angeles. I think you're even in Miami some places. How do you feel about like growing up in the South? Who were some of your inspirations and stuff like that, and just the whole Southern culture? Do you still have that part of you? Because it's hard to get rid of.
Oh yeah, I'm a Texas girl. Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure.
My whole family's there. I live there too, and I'm in New York for work and stuff. But I'm still in Texas, and that's where my heart is. And I'm in LA for work too, but again, Texas is where my heart is. And
but yeah, you're right. The whole Southern culture, the Southern manners, things like that. Once you go out to bigger cities like up north in New York, or I've been out to Cali a couple of times, and I used to live in Miami. It's completely different. Just to say ma'am or yes ma'am, yes sir, holding a door open for a woman. I mean, it's crazy. They're like, they look at you like,
oh my gosh. Brian, trying to tell you something. That is one thing I had to learn working up here in New York, or even LA. I would say sir and ma'am. And you know how people would respond to me? They would say, excuse me, don't call me ma'am, I'm not old.
Yes.
And I would say, oh no, that's just an etiquette thing. I'm just being polite to you. So, yeah.
Oh my goodness, that is so true. That is so true.
It's so weird, yeah.
Now some of your inspirations here in the South. Normally, people think of there's a lot of pop bands that actually form from the South. But some of your inspirations were like Steve Vai and Joe Satriani.
Yes.
How did you feel about them growing up and listening to their music?
Oh, my parents were total, all about them. So since my parents were all about them, they were like, oh, we're bringing our tiny little kids to their concert. And we, me and my brothers were there. We were really little. So little, I can't even remember how little, but I'm pretty sure we were we were all under 10. And so we were there, and it was really a first inspiration for me. I was always inspired by my parents, but I mean, that was when I heard like this real music, you know, so especially when it's live like that, you know, so I was immediately just, you know, that even as a young child, I just really recognized that as amazing music, just really amazing.
Right. I completely agree. Now let's talk a little bit about some of the TV appearances that you've been on, because you've done numerous television shows, including the NBC's Mama's Boys, that was produced by Ryan Seacrest. But you've also been on a friend of mine's most favorite show, The Real Housewives of New York City, and you did that as singing with season 5 in the summer of 2012, and this is on Bravo, of course. Can we talk about some of your episodes on TV, including The Real Housewives? Are you allowed to discuss those?
Of course. Yeah, I would love to. So you want to start off with The Real Housewives of New York?
Yes, let's talk about that. How was it like being on the set with those women?
Wow. Well, let's just say the behind the scenes was a whole other episode in itself.
Really? I love the show, so I was just wondering.
Well, it was just so, I mean, Sonia Morgan is amazing. She asked me to, she has a event planning company called Sonia in the City. And Sonia is one of the funnest, happiest, most positive people you'll ever meet. So,
yes,
of course, that's why she wanted to have me perform, because she didn't want to be like, you know, Scrooge and be boring. She wanted to have something fun and, you know, fun.
Exactly.
So she booked me, and it was so funny because, you know, so now I'll tell you like all the little fun inside stuff.
Nice.
So she was
good.
So what I want you to do is serenade Aviva Drescher, whose anniversary it was, because Sonia was throwing the anniversary party for Aviva through her event planning company. So she's like, I want you to serenade Aviva. And so I did it. I serenaded Aviva like she asked me to. But in the show they edited it, I was like, oh, it looks like she's giving a lap dance. And I was like, no. Sonia told me to serenade her. She said, go after her, make it all about her. I said, I did. And they were like, oh, she's leading towards Aviva, and what's happening here? And I was like, well, I serenaded, whatever. So anyway, it was also like really nerve-wracking because, you know, the camera crew, and this is some more little inside information.
Nice.
The camera crew, like, were wanting me to show up, like, really early. They said, can she show up like at this time? And you know, this was like not even for sound check. This was just like showing up to the venue like just at this unexpected time. And I told her this called, and she was like, Cara, listen, whatever you do, even if it's for sound check, I know that time is really early, but even if they try to tell you it's for sound check, don't go. She said, don't go, because what they're trying to do is film you and make it look like you crashed the party, and that's not true. Sonia booked you. So we want it to be the truth. Sonia booked you, and, you know, they're trying to make it be something like, you know, this downtown singer crashes Aviva's anniversary party.
Oh, my
So she said, whatever you do, let's keep it what the truth is that you were booked. So she said, don't go early, don't let them get extra footage that they can edit. So I didn't go to anywhere. I didn't go to the venue at all until it was time for me to perform, because Sonia booked me, and so I was doing what I was supposed to do. And, you know, we didn't want them to get extra footage of me so they could edit it different, as if I was, you know, just hanging out there and whatever. So everything turned out great as far as, you know, everyone knowing Sonia booked me and them not being able to, you know, edit it different. But it was just so much fun, you know. It was just, everyone was like oh my gosh, why is she here? It's like the downtown singer, and I think they said it in a good way, because they were like, oh my gosh, they actually said, we have the next Madonna here, and then I was just at first, I don't know if they, because I came in with this like bustier and these like, leather pants, and then Sonia was like, no, this is the singer book. And then they're like, oh, okay, you're the singer for Aviva. And I was like, yeah, hi. And, I was up on stage with Aviva and Sonia, and they introduced me. Everyone was really kind. Everyone was really nice. Sonia even told me, I don't know how much they like pop music, so what you should do is do your first song, and then we'll see if they want me to you. So I did my first song. They were happy. They told me to keep going, so I did the second song. Then, the reason I did the third song was because Ramona Singer's husband, Mario, yelled out, encore! So then, So then, of course, I did the third song. They asked me to do the third song. So, it was really fun for me. I know that, it was just for me a blast, because I like to do stuff that's out of the box.
Yes, me too.
So for me, performing around those women, it was just fun, because it was fun to shock them. Yeah, it really was, because I think they were expecting like an opera singer or something, and then I was like, hi, I'm here.
And then you pop out. Bam!
And then I popped on my bustier and my leather pants, and they're like, oh my gosh, so it was just so much fun. But they were very happy, everyone had a great time, and I had a great time afterwards. So, it was really fun. It was chaotic, because production was trying to get extra footage of me and make it to how they wanted. But I didn't let that happen, and they still aired all three of my songs, and it was a blast.
You've been nicknamed Bravo Britty by some of your fans. Which, how do you like that?
Bravo Leopardy, yeah.
Yeah, Bravo Leopardy. Sorry.
Well, the thing is that there's people, I've gotten random tweets, like, a lot of people have tweeted me, Cara Quici, the Bravo Celebrity of the Real Housewives of New York. I think Bravo is such an amazing, brand that they have their own word for celebrity, and it's Bravo Celebrity.
Yeah.
So it's something cute that, fans of their shows and fans of the people on their shows like to call, as a term for celebrity.
Right. It's completely, to me, I absolutely love Bravo and the shows and stuff that they do. I've been a huge fan of them for, over 10 years. But I think that's a great compliment from being labeled as that from their network, because they have a very unique range of a very unique set of followers and people who watch the show on the network, and it's phenomenal. So that term itself, to me, is a massive compliment in the industry.
Oh yeah, I thought it was. I think it's fun. Yeah, so it was fun.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Some of your photos, you're incredibly beautiful. You're 5'4", you blonde hair, green eyes, you rock the stage, kind of stuff. You're an amazing. You're very photogenic, and you just did a fashion shoot that some of the shots now are hitting the magazines and coming out, and you kind of portray some of your iconic inspirations, such as the goddess of punk rock, which is Blondie's leading lady, Debbie Harry. Love her. And then the Queen of Pop, Madonna. Love her as well. Now, these photos have gained national attention and press outlets and everything else, and they're amazing. Can we talk about some of those photos?
Oh yeah, of course. Well, I collaborated with photographer Gian Andrea Di Stefano, and he's a really great photographer, and he's worked with a lot of people. And we decided that I wanted to do a tribute, so that's what we did, and we got a whole storyboard lined up, with all these great pictures of Madonna and Debbie Harry and all these just amazing photos, iconic photos, and we didn't necessarily copy them, but we put my own self into them, yeah. And so it was really fun. It was, the venue was amazing. My manager was actually able to get us, the venue, you know, just because he knew the owner. So we got this amazing, like, bar that has rock concerts. And so basically, the whole time we were shooting, there was, not the whole time, but for a lot of the time we were shooting, there was like a rock band there in the back actually doing a sound check for their show on later that night. So I was like, wow, this is really a crazy shoot. We had a band over there, you know, doing sound check. We have to put up like this fake, you know, wall. So the band had to keep changing, and it was like crazy. And then I thought it would be okay if I would be trying to change, and all of a sudden, some and I would like start walking, and then it was just crazy. And then there was like beer being delivered for the evening, you know, because there were the beer trucks came, and then there's beer being delivered. But that's a lot of fun. It was like all this crazy stuff was happening, and it was just super fun. And the pictures have gotten a lot of press. When they were immediately released, they actually, you know, went up in a lot of Madonna blogs. And then they've been out for some time, and now two of them are on the covers of two magazines that actually just came out at the same time. It was really crazy because I did book the covers of both magazines, but they were for June, July covers. But it was so funny because each magazine released my cover, spread, and story a day apart. So I was like, this is fun, you know, to have two magazine covers within 48 hours. So that was really, really fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that just.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So that just happened. So those covers are out right now, and those magazines have, you know, the pictures from that shoot. So that's really great.
Yeah. The two magazines, if everybody wants to go check them out, if you haven't seen them yet, they're phenomenal. It's Cliché Magazine, and that's the one with you doing, I think it's a Madonna look with pulling the gum. And which is a infamous photo. Oh my God, you look so much like her. It's a great, and plus you have your own, like you said, you have your own characteristic, your own style to the photo, and that shows as well. And then the other one I think is Millennium Magazine, where you're touching the side of your mouth, or that infamous photo of Madonna as well. And I had to do a double take on that one. No lie. I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, that's beautiful. You know, that they resurrected a photo of Madonna, and I'm like, no, wait a minute, that's Cara. And I started looking again. I was like, holy cow, that is so great. And I started looking at all the photos. I'm like, geez, these are great. So getting back into your music, you've got this amazing new single that just come out. It's called Fight. And it's a remake of one of my all-time favorite. It goes back to my days. An all-time remake of the Beastie Boys hit "Fight for Your Right to Party." And everybody can check this out on iTunes and stuff like that. And the video's on YouTube, so you can go and listen to it there. It's amazing remix on it. What was your ideas and thoughts, and what made you pick this song?
Well, the Beastie Boys have always been a part of my life in some way or another. Remember how I was telling you earlier, I went to LA and I went with my talent agency in Texas. Well, I choreographed, that's when I was choreographing dance, and so I choreographed this entire dance to their single Body Movin' from their Hello Nasty album. And so the whole reason I wanted to even choreograph was because of that song. I was like, this song, it has a great beat. You know, this is amazing. Like, every time I heard the song, I just really, really got inspired. So I was like, you know, I'm going to LA. I'm going to be in front of talent agencies and managers. I said, I'm going with my talent agency. I'm going to choreograph a really amazing dance to the song. And I did. And I won an award for it. When I was there, I did a talent competition in front of a lot of agents and managers and dance people, and I won an award. And you know, I always say that the reason I was able to perform so well was because of that song, Body Movin' by the Beastie Boys. It was just awesome. So the men, I just always was a fan, and they were always very inspiring to me. So the minute that I got a chance to do this remake, I did it. And I also think that everyone is fighting for something in their life. So, obviously it's fight for your right to party and, just rebelling and letting loose and getting rid of all those frustrations in your life and just getting out there and having fun. But on another note, everyone's fighting for something in their life, whether it's big or small. So, it could be fighting for equal rights. It could be fighting for, just a better position in your job. For me, I fight for the troops, and so you can also, relate to it in that manner. What is it that you're fighting for, big or small, or both? Maybe you're fighting for many things. I'm sure, we all are. So that is why the song was also and is still also very, very inspiring to me. And that's why it's my baby. It's my baby. This song is my baby.
Please welcome our musical guest, Cara Quici, singing her hot new single, Fight. It's pretty cool. And the video is pretty awesome, too. So.
Yeah, wonderful. And the video is great. It's doing great. It's on its way to 2 million views. And, I'm an independent artist. So this kind of feedback with my single, it's just amazing. To have the magazines writing about it, to be getting covers of magazines because of it, to be getting that many views on Vivo, without having a major label, it's just incredible. I'm like, thank you. And my fans are so sweet. They call themselves the Carers. They say they're the carers because they care.
Mom.
So I'm like, that is so sweet, so that I love them, and they've really helped me get this far, and I really think of them as family. When they tweet me or Facebook me, I'm like, oh, I'm talking to my friend right now. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I really, I owe it all to them, because if they weren't, supporting the song, then, I wouldn't be getting the amazing feedback that I'm getting. So I'm just very blessed that people are loving the song, and so I'm very happy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, love that. The carers. Oh, I want to be a carer. Can I be a carer?
Yeah, they call themselves the carers, and they're so supportive. They're constantly tweeting the cliche cover, and they're constantly tweeting the Millennium magazine cover. They're so supportive. They want everyone to read it. They're like tweeting it all the time, and what inspires me to keep doing what I'm doing is because I do want to inspire people by being a good role model. I kind of feel like there's a lot of singers or people in the media or artists out there right now who are just they're not really being the best role model they could be. Right. And for me, it's important to know that there are young kids watching you, and it's good to do always the right thing, and to be a good person, and to show them that it's cool to do the right thing. It's cool to be a good person, So, that's really what inspires me, to keep doing what I'm doing. When they, when they come to me and they tweet me and they say, one day I want to be like you, or they tweet me and they say, do you have any advice? How can I be a singer? I just get this really amazing, long message from a carer, and she was so sweet, and she said, I read your bio and you really inspire me, because I'm in your position. I have opportunities and I can't move. My parents can't move me, and now you're showing me that you can still make it, even if you're young and your parents aren't the parents that are going to move you to LA or New York. I can see now that even when I finish school, I'll still have a chance, because look where you are now. Exactly. And so I'm like that's why I do what I do. So, it's also, girl power, so it's fun.
Girl power for the carers.
Well, carers are girls and guys.
Yeah, okay, awesome.
My girls for that girl power, yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about your next song, which was actually your first single to the public, which is "Away From You." Can we talk about that one? What made it so important for you?
Well, that was my first official release. I had recorded and released other songs prior to that, but that was my first release that was very official. It went on the radio, and it did really well. At that point in my career, I didn't have a publicist. I didn't have a full team, and it did really well on its own. Just going on the radio and getting requests for it, it got to 27 on the Billboard just by itself. So I was really happy with that, and it was fun because I got to record it and help write it. I was a co-writer on the song, and that was really special to me because it was amazing because Fuego, he's done Jason Derulo's What You Say. Mm-hmm. He did Chris Brown's Turn Up the Music, and just all these other amazing songs with really big artists. So it was great to be able to be in the studio with him and write. So it was an awesome experience, and not to mention we were recording in Miami, so it was fun to go out on the beach after we recorded and just all hang out together. So I had a great time, and I was happy that it did well on its own. But that just really inspired me to really start connecting with my fans, and I just realized, wow, this is just the beginning, and I'm just very lucky to have a team that believes in me. It's incredible to have people that, want to work with you and believe in you. And, that's really what I noticed from that. And so because of my awesome team, I was able to just continue, and, I'm very, very blessed. So that song, it's awesome. It's a fun song. It was remixed by the Jump Smokers. They remix a lot of really big songs. They're really known for that. And they released the remix version on the radio, and it did really well.
I like the remix too. It's pretty cool. But I like the original. So I'm going to be surprised.
I love the original too, because what I was going to tell you, what I love so much about the original is the piano in the bridge. So that and the guitar and the piano in the bridge, it makes me happy. So
cool. Here's Cara singing her first official public single, "Away From You," with the Jump Smokers remix.
Running in the opposite way to you. I'm trying to catch it and pull it right back in you. And what we're missing when we're not together, it's still there right up in the air. It's bittersweet 'cause it only reminds you what you feel for me. It's too long, does your heart beat slow every time I'm away from you? Does your love burn hot and your skin turn cold every time I'm away from you? Every time that I'm away from you. Every time that I'm away from you. Away from you.
what about the song "Without You"? That's another one of your favorites. Let's talk about this song. What does it mean to you?
Without You is about saying screw you to the mean guy in your life, if you have a mean guy in your life, ladies, I don't know if you all do, but to that time, and when there's a guy who's being rude or mean, just saying, goodbye, I'm going to go dance the night away without you.
Now, why is it that so many women write songs about their ex-boyfriends or horrible boyfriends or whatever? You know, Adele made her ex-boyfriend famous off of her album. You know, there's a couple of other stars that, write these horrible songs about their boyfriends and make them all famous. What is it? Why do women do that? This song "Without You," like you said, is about, this horrible guy.
Well, I mean, it wasn't about, it was more of just, wanting to go out and have fun and not being around, just if you're with a guy, they're like wondering what you're doing and, all this stuff. And it's not that really matters, but at the end of the day, sometimes you just want to go out with the girls. You just want to dance. You just want to go with the girls. You just want to laugh and be crazy. You don't even want to be around any guy. You don't want to be around any guy at all. You just want to go out and dance. So that's what it's about.
Now,
so you don't even have to have a boyfriend. It's just because for me, I really wasn't writing it about one particular guy or anything. I just was writing it, like in that girl power mode. Like, we don't need a guy, and for the girls, maybe if you do have a rude boyfriend or a mean boyfriend, like, forgive him. We don't even want to go out and hang out with guys.
Cool.
We don't want to go. We don't want to go out to the club and play hot. We just want to go to the club and dance with our girls and have fun and dance the night away without you. So that's really what the song is about.
Okay, cool.
It's not really about one particular guy for me. But if a girl has a boyfriend, then that's being rude one day, then she should definitely make that about him.
Please welcome back Cara and her song "Without You."
We're together, but you're the one to break it up. The first to say that you're in love, also the first to give it up. You're such a hypocrite tonight. Even when you're wrong, you say you're right, and then you run in my direction. Here you come again, saying to let me alone. I'm gonna dance tonight without you. No need to call my phone, 'cause I'm gonna dance tonight without you, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, ready to right your wrong. So I'm gonna dance tonight without you. But I know tomorrow I'll be right back in your bed, and you'll be messing with my head. We'll be right back where we began again. I'm such a sucker for your lies. I've never been so hypnotized, and then you run in my direction. Here you come again, saying to let me alone. I'm gonna dance tonight without you. No need to call my phone, 'cause I'm gonna dance tonight without you, baby.
have it, people. Without you. Girl power with the carrots.
Just like, let's go girls, let's go out and have fun. We don't need any guys. But for me, that's what it was about. But yeah. So anyway, it was a really fun song. Yeah. So and now we're gonna hear some much more deep things coming out in the future for me.
And that's what your EP is about?
Yes, my EP is extremely personal. It's very deep, and I'm not going to say there's not going to be one really fun song thrown in there, but overall, it's going to be much more personal, way more personal. Yeah.
Cool. When do you think that's going to come out?
Definitely this year. I would say really late this year. I would say fall or winter.
Okay. Through your music, you are the official spokesperson for Million Faces of Support for one of your charities that you do. Can we talk about that charity and all that it means to you and exactly what it is?
Well, it's fairly new, and it's a non-for-profit. It's millionfacesofsupport.com. And what we're trying to do is hit the world record for the world's largest mosaic, measuring the size of a football field. And the mosaic is going to be of 1 million faces of people who support the troops. And if we can get more than 1 million, that's what I'd like to do. We just want to show everyone that, we as people support the troops. And that comes from a very, very, very deep place in my heart. I'm actually also going to start helping. There's a brand new museum. It's Walker Aviation Museum. And I've been working on a year, and it's up now. My grandfather, he has a display there now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I worked on that because I visited the base about a year ago, more than a year ago, and I spoke to the museum because they're also non-for-profit, and they need, all the help from the family members of the veterans. So my grandfather, he was actually base commander of Walker Air Force Base.
Wow.
And in the 1950s for like 4 or 5 years. So he also, when he retired, he retired from the Pentagon. So he was a colonel in the Air Force, and he was just, I lived with him for part of my life, and he was just so inspiring to me. And my dad is also a vet. My dad's dad is a vet. So both my grandfathers, because the grandfather who I just saw his display in the museum, he's on my mom's side. So both my grandfathers are vets. One of my uncles is a vet, and my dad is a vet. So I just, grew up around, just really, really appreciating everything. And you mentioned yourself that you're also a veteran, Bryan, and I just want to say that, I think that's the most ultimate sacrifice. You leave your family and you do it all for others, and you risk your life, and some do lose their lives, and some, injure their bodies, and it's just incredible that these men and women do these things for others, and to me, that's such the biggest thing you can do in life, and it's so just amazing, and I don't think that people realize what our military is doing, and it's incredible. And I just want to help to raise awareness.
Nice. And if anybody wants to help, they can go to millionfacesofsupport.com. Is that right?
Yes, so you can go to millionfacesofsupport.com. But I'm also going to be soon starting my own foundation as well. And everyone should also check out Walker Aviation Museum.
Okay.
So
Walker Aviation Museum. Okay.
Yes.
I think that's awesome.
It's WASD museum.org. Walker Air Force Base Museum.org. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. I can't wait. Now, what about some future project shows and other things and tours where people can come and see you and listen to you? I know you just performed at the DL Rooftop in New York, which is a huge, huge thing. Do you have some tours coming up later? You know, where can people get some autographs and pictures and some things like that?
Well, right now we're actually setting up a tour. So that is all getting figured out right now.
Okay.
I did just get added to the Armed Forces Entertainment Tour roster.
Nice.
So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, I'm hoping they'll call me any day, and I'll get to go and perform for the troops. And then I should also, around the time I release my EP, I should be on tour by then, but I don't have the exact locations and dates yet. So that's what I'm working on right now. But in LA in August, which is right around the corner, I have an interview at the Playboy Radio Studios in Los Angeles to talk about my music career and everything like that. So I'm going to be going to an event after that. So if everyone wants to stay posted, I'll have all that information really soon, but that'll be in about a month.
Okay, cool. So everybody can kind of check out CaraQuici.com and look for your events and your roster and stuff coming up there. Also, people can follow you on, oh my goodness, you're a social media juggernaut with Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and IMDb and iTunes. Of course, they can buy your music off of iTunes and things. There's so many places people can follow you. I can't even think of all of them. Google Plus. I think I'm following you on MySpace. What else am I missing here? There's so many of them. Everybody needs to go to CaraQuici.com and just see, and you will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's a lot. And the thing is, I'm not even using everything I need to start using every single thing. I mean, I need to start using my Instagram more and all that. I know it's very hard to keep up with, but so there's so much out there. But yeah, I'm on everything. If you just put my name in, Cara, last name Quici, and just twitter.com/Cara Quici, CaraQuici.com. And then when you go to the website, you're right, you can find all the other social media links from there.
Okay, cool. Let me just spell that again, CaraQuici.com for everybody. Just Google. I tell you, Google her and go through the thousands of pages that pop up, and there's no doubt you'll see her. You're
Thank you.
Absolutely awesome. Do you have any final thoughts you would like for everyone to know about you, or life in general, or your music, or anything else?
Well, gosh, I would say, and this is what I always tell my fans, because I get, again, so many requests for advice on how to make it in the industry, or just questions about, a lot of times, just like, you have a lot of fans like, you always feel positive. How do you do it? How do you keep going? And what I just want to say overall is just always reach for your dreams. People are going to try to tear you down. They're going to try to tell you you can't do stuff no matter what industry you're in. There are always going to be people who are going to put up walls, and you just have to keep going. And I know that's what everyone says, but it's so true. And it's easier said than done. It's easy to say keep going, especially when times are tough. But if you just continue down your path, no matter what happens, just keep going, you will eventually get to where you want to be.
I completely agree. That follows right along with your song Fight.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Everybody needs to fight. Just keep going. Very well said. Well, on behalf of everyone, all the producers, editors, the people who work on the show, all our fans from around the world, all the different radio stations who carry us. Thank you so much, Cara, for being on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure and an honor talking with you, and it's been such a blast. We'd love to have you back on when your EP comes out, your starring role in a movie, and your own Cara Quici, show that you're going to have on Bravo. I'm coming up with stuff now, but I know there's great things ahead of you. So we'd love to have you back whenever you can.
Thank you. Yeah, you're really great. I mean, this was a really fun interview. I mean, I felt really relaxed, and I could just have fun, and you'll edit it up later. But it's just so fun. It was great talking with you. It's been a blast.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, again, on behalf of everybody, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you, Bryan.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
At Taylor Gifts, we do customized monogramming and embroidery. We can monogram anything from a simple one name on a bib for a baby to a customized logo on a company shirt. We can make gifts for your wedding entourage and gifts for your friends. Label your children's items for school and put names on jerseys for sports. If you have items of your own you want them monogrammed and embroidered, we can do that. Tailor Gifts are sewn with high-quality thread on a professional embroidery machine. So go to the website www.tailorgifts.net, call 251-391-4354, email sales@tailorgifts.net, visit us at ETSY, and Facebook us. We are ready for your orders.
Welcome to WROM, Realms of Music Radio and Social Network. We support independent artists and talk shows, hosting a large discussion forum and an artist gallery. We also have a large social network combining the best of Facebook and MySpace into one. So make sure you submit your music to us and create a profile to promote yourself today. That's realmsofmusic.com, the best of music radio.
The Ghost Tales Television Network, GTN. GTN is designed to give the paranormal TV and filmmaking community the opportunity to showcase their talents and creations. If you believe you have what it takes to create your very own TV show and or short film and you would like the opportunity to showcase your creations, you may contact us at ghosttalestv@gmail.com or call 901-377-7166 for more details. Make sure you visit ghosttalestv.com. GTN, America's Paranormal Superstation.
Jackalope 105 FM on jackaloperadio.com. Your alternative to the grind of internet and FM radio. When we say diversity in programming, we mean it. Lots of stations brag, throw out a hype, and pad their numbers. Well, we don't. Accept no limitations. When you truly want awesome 24-hour radio, tune in to Jackalope and rock your routine. Jackalope 105 FM on jackaloperadio.com.
Thank you for listening to the show. I am your host, Bryan Lee Whatley. Hope you have an amazing weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next time when another story begins. Until then, love and light.